Welcome back to the Sky Talk for the week of November 23rd through November 30th, the week of Thanksgiving. This is Peggy Hernandez from the U46 School District Planetarium. And we have some cool stuff to see. The best part is you'll be home with your families, and this is a great week to go out and look at the stars because it gets dark out so early. I know by 4 o'clock, the sky already seems like it's changing. We're at about 10 after 4 right now. The sky is changing. The sun sets at 4:24. And we will notice the brightest things first. That'll be planets and maybe the bright star Vega. But I want to go ahead and zip all the way forward to about 5 o'clock. I want you to know that Jupiter is the brighter of the two, Jupiter and Saturn. They're both moving a little to the left every night, but Jupiter's a little faster than Saturn. And on December 21st, these two are going to be right next to each other. That'll be totally cool to be able to see. In the west, as it's getting dark out, Vega is the most noticeable star. It's the brightest star in the sky as it gets dark out tonight. And it is in the west, kind of hanging out low, right next to the Northern Cross. Deneb is the tail of the swan. So right here, we call this the Northern Cross. She's kind of dive bombing straight into the west at this time of year as it gets dark out. So I can draw in the lines, and there's the constellations that are up. The Northern Cross is noticeable, Vega is noticeable, Altair and Aguila the Eagle is noticeable. Way off to the right, I can see the Big Dipper skimming along the horizon. That's towards the north. And towards the southwest, I can see Jupiter and Saturn. Now, if I look to the left, if I look towards Jupiter and Saturn, I'm going to be facing south. And here are the constellations that are up in the south. The Great Square of Pegasus is above and to the right of Mars. Aquarius and Capricorn, neither one of those are very bright or very noticeable, but the moon went right through them, and it'll be in Pisces on the 24th and 25th. Now, if I take these off, it's a little less distracting. I can fast forward a little bit. Like, let's go to Tuesday the 24th at this time, 5:43. Tuesday the 24th, the moon will be closer to Mars. And on Wednesday, the 25th, on Thanksgiving Eve, it'll be right underneath Mars. And on Thursday, the 26th, it'll be just to the left of Mars. So watching that gibbous moon get bigger and bigger this week, that will be a pretty neat event to watch. And if you face south, you should see Saturn and Jupiter to the right, bright Mars to the left. Mars is brighter than both of these. Of these two, Jupiter is the brighter one. If we keep moving towards the left, now we'll be facing east. Do you recognize any constellations? Cassiopeia the Queen is up. Here's the lines. Above Mars is the Great Square of Pegasus, the horse with wings. And here's the names of the constellations that are up. Capella is just rising in the northeast, and we're at 5:44. It's a pretty bright star, pretty noticeable all winter. Not too far from the W, Cassiopeia the Queen. Now, as we go to face east at only 5, or as we're facing east at 5:30, I notice right here, that's Taurus the bull. That letter V on its side, that is actually the face of the bull. That's her eye, and then there's her other eye, his other eye, and there's the horns. And if we go a little bit later, like maybe 7 or 8 o'clock, still before bedtime for most people, we'll notice that another really cool constellation is just coming up above the horizon. It's one of my favorite to look at because all the stars in it are so bright. And we're talking about Orion the Hunter, big rectangle, 3 stars in a row that make up his belt. The 3 stars in a row point up to Aldebaran. And if you keep going, it points to that little tiny cluster of stars called the Pleiades, simply beautiful in our evening sky. These are the constellations in the east at about 8:30. And if we turn a little bit more to the left and face north, that's when we'll be facing those dippers. And Big Dipper is low on the horizon. Last 2 stars in the saucepan point up to the North Star, Polaris, and that's the rest of Little Dipper. So I'm hoping for clear skies. Check every night to see if it's clear. Take somebody at home outside and look for a few of these beautiful November constellations. See you next time.